back to the channel. Next couple days we're going to be in South Florida, and we'll have a couple hours each day to swing past my dad's house. He has a front porch on his trailer, and the top deck boards are pretty rotten at this point. It's about 10 years old, maybe a little more, but they're in need of being replaced. They're pretty soggy, and some of them are warped. So we're going to go ahead and remove those deck boards and check out the construction underneath, see what kind of condition that wood is in, and then depending on its condition, maybe we'll just get to put some new deck boards on top. He has some delivered the other day, so all the supplies should be there by the time we arrive. Hopefully it won't be too big of a project, but it's one of those things we won't know until we get there, get the deck boards off, and see what we're working with. But come along for the project, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you enjoy these videos. I'm trying to do one a week, and some of them be longer and some of them be shorter, like this one. Like I said, I'm traveling and I don't really have a whole lot of time to film. I've got to get the project done, but I wanted to record as much of it as I could and throw it up on the channel. So follow along. Concrete. Concrete. So we started out with the plan of putting new deck boards on this old deck, but the framework was just too rotten, and by the time we replaced all the boards we were looking at replacing, might as well have just started over. So we've got the old deck taken apart here. It's in the bed of the truck. We've saved as many of the boards as we really could. We'll try and reuse them, but we just about have her torn out, and we're going to draw up some new plans and see about getting some materials and throw a new one together.
concrete than I thought.
I don't think you're gonna be able to.
Down just a hair if you can. That's probably good there. I mean, depends how good you want to get it.
Government
Go down
work.
a little bit more.
Government good.
Okay, then that'll work. It's
Whoa,
touching the
whoa.
line.
68 and a quarter.
How we do?
Right there.
Okay, let me put the lip on. Good morning, everybody. I'm here alone this morning on this chilly March morning. Last night we got the post set in concrete. So today, before my help gets here a little bit later today, I'm going to try to get the rim boards on and get it all leveled up. All right, I got the rim boards up. Everything's level. Everything's plumb. And I'm just have it attached right now with a few screws. So I'm going to finish off with the rest of the screws.
Well, it's the next day. We're heading back out to my dad's trailer. And hopefully today we get the porch framed up and the deck boards put on the top, so he'll have an actual porch. It's going to be the last day that I'm able to help him, because I have to head home. But last night, before it got completely dark, we set the 4 posts in the ground. We started with the 2 nearest the trailer, set them at the distance that they were supposed to be apart, which if I can remember correctly was 91.5 inches. Then we set the 3rd post, completing a triangle, at 82.25. So one of the few things that I can actually remember from high school and geometry was Pythagorean's theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That gave us the long side of our triangle, which came out to an outside measurement of 114 inches. So with those 3 measurements, we were able to start making a nice square structure. So we got it pretty much squared up last night, and the 4 posts set in 2 60-pound bags of concrete each. And it really only has to last, 10 more years. That's what the last one lasted, so that's kind of what we're looking for out of this one as well. The last one was built by my little brother, like I said, about a decade ago. It had to be mobile. He built it for a wedding at a different location, but he wanted to recycle it. So instead of just disassembling it and throwing it away, he built it in 2 pieces that could be set in the back of a pickup truck or the flatbed trailer. And then he drug it over to my dad's trailer when he was done with it for his friend's wedding, and then set it back up for my dad to use. So that's, it was nice. It's a nice big porch. It was built on a budget, but also needed to be mobile. But to get 10 years of service out of it was, was really good. So that's about what we're looking at for the new one. But like I said, the plan is to get over there today and try and get it framed out, which shouldn't take too long. It's a pretty basic rectangle. And then get some deck boards put on it. And then later on in the future, he's going to have to do his own stringers and put some steps up to it. I don't think we're going to get to that tonight. But let's see how far we can get, and I think it'll turn out pretty nice.
Oh, it's so sunny out here. I can't see if the thing's recording. Yep, it's recording.
All right, we've got some more Go Juice. Let's go. Oh no. So much for that project. Looks like you finished it. Yeah, so by the time we got here today, somebody had already become impatient and decided to finish the deck on his own for the most part. But it's turned out very nice. I think it's going to be just the right size for a couple of chairs. So we might actually get around to doing some steps this afternoon. But this is going to be nice and sturdy. We got the four corners all anchored in the 2 bags of concrete on each corner. And then we use joist hangers for the stringers, or the floor joists. But looks like we only have 2 more boards to put in this afternoon, and then we're going to have to find something else to do. And then eventually we'll have to put handrails around the sides of it and down the steps, but that might be a future project that he has to do on his own. Here we are, all finished up. Don't mind the messy construction site. Someone's got to do some cleaning after I leave. But it turned out really nice. We've got our stairs in over here. And then all the deck boards are on. Got her anchored into the ground with the 4 corners. 2 bags of concrete each, like I said earlier. All he has to do now is put up a handrail. But that's going to have to be a project for him later. Turned out really nice. Nothing too special about this deck build. Probably the most special thing is when I left yesterday it wasn't here, and then when I got here today we had a deck. So probably the easiest deck build that I've ever done. But hit the subscribe button and follow along for all the other projects. Thanks for tuning in, and take care.